Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's upload we are going to be doing a full guide to the Damascus Camo. For those of you who do not know what Damascus Camo is, it is the final camo in the game, the final mastery camo. The way to unlock Damascus, you have to get gold on every single gun in the game, so it does take a very long time. But luckily you guys came across my video and I'm going to be giving you guys a full guide to the Damascus Camo. So in this video, guys, I am going to be giving you guys pretty much every single tip that I know, full strategies for everything in the game, and just so you guys know, I will have timestamps all in the description and I will pin a comment with all the timestamps. So if you want to skip to a certain section, I made it pretty easy for you guys. And just a heads up, I probably will miss a couple things because I can't really satisfy everyone. So if I do miss anything or you guys have any questions, make sure you let me know down in the comments because I will probably do an updated version of this. And before I get into the Damascus Camo guide, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome to the channel. I upload best class setups, tutorials, camo guides. Whenever there is a new DLC weapon, I'll always do a gold camo guide for that weapon. So if you want to get better at the game and get all your guns gold, I highly recommend you hit that subscribe button. I just hit 500 subscribers. I am now into 1000. I've always wanted to hit 1000 subscribers. I think that 1k would look so cool. So if you want to help me out by hitting that red button, that would mean so much to me. And since this video is going to take a long time to make, if you can hit that like button, that would be awesome. But anyways, let's get right into this Damascus camo guide. So to start off the guide, how long did it take me to get Damascus? For me, it actually took a couple months because I was doing it on the side. I wasn't really focusing on it. But say I really grind for it and I put all my time and effort into it and I wasn't doing it on the side, I could probably get it done in about 2 to 7 days. Because really it's not too hard, it's just lots of grinding and motivation. You have to be really determined to get it. So that's the first tip, just make sure you are determined to get it. If you want to get it, you will get it. And just a heads up, if you are a Warzone player, like you don't have the multiplayer section of Modern Warfare, unfortunately you are not going to be able to get Damascus Camo. And that is mainly because you are not going to be able to complete your launcher challenges. For the launchers, you guys shoot down a shitload of streaks. And in Warzone, you really can't do that. You still can get gold and platinum for select gun categories, but you just can't get Damascus Camo. And now I'm going to be going over every gun that you need to get gold on to unlock Damascus. So for the ARs, you have to get every assault rifle except for the Ram and the Gra. For the SMGs, you have to get every SMG except for the Striker. For the shotguns, you have to get every shotgun but the VLK Rogue. Same goes for the LMGs besides the Holger and the Bruin. For the marksman rifles, you have to get all the marksman rifles except for the crossbow and the SKS. For the snipers, you have to get every sniper gold. For the melee, you have to get the route show gold. Now over to the secondaries, you have to get every handgun gold except for the Renetti. You have to get every launcher gold and the knife gold. So as you guys can see, all you have to do is get the base weapons gold. You don't have to get the DLC ones. But say you want platinum or Damascus Camo on the DLC weapons, you have to unlock gold for that DLC weapon. The next tip I have for you guys is, if you are trying to complete all the camos for a certain gun, try to complete as many camos as you can all at once. For example, you have to get 100 long shots with the ARs and you have to get 100 mounting kills. You can do the mounting kills and the long shots at the same time. For example, if you go into the map shoot house and you go into the half wall, you can mount your gun on that half wall and kill the people on the other half wall. And when you do, that will give you a long shot medal and it will give you mounting kills, so you can get your mounting kills and your long shots done at the same time. If your gun requires you to get crouching kills, you can also do that while you're mounting and getting long shots. So that's one of the biggest tips, is to try to complete as many camos as you can at once. The next tip I have for you guys, this is probably the biggest one, is to take advantage of the weekly playlist. So I'm making this video on the 20th of May. And this week's playlists aren't the best for Damascus Camo, but these do get rotated weekly, and there's usually always a small map playlist, and it usually rotates between Shipment, Shoot House, and Rust. And all three of those maps are really good for going for camo challenges. For Rust and Shoot House, those ones are really good for getting your mounting and your long shot kills, and then you can go over to Shipment to get all the other camos. And Shipment is the #1 map for camos. You literally can get guns gold extremely fast in like 4 to 5 games because of the amount of people on there and how close quarters you are. You just pick up so many kills. So pretty much just stick to the weekly playlist, preferably the small map ones. And if there's Shipment, just be grinding Shipment and just grind it because it will pay off. My favorite playlist is the 10v10 Shipment. My second favorite is Shoot the Ship, and my third favorite is Dirty Old Houseboat. And there is this one playlist that comes out probably about once a month. It's not too frequent, and that is Drop Zone. It pretty much is just a game mode where care packages fall from the sky. So your team and the other team will just constantly have streaks up in the air, making it an amazing playlist for your launchers. So when Drop Zone is out, I would try to get your launchers done that week or weekend, because Drop Zone is going to be your best playlist for getting your launchers gold. And for me personally, launchers take the longest. That's the part that kind of set me back the most, is doing the launchers. This next tip I have for you guys is about the double XP weekends. So usually when they have a double XP weekend, they also have a double weapon XP. And when there is a double XP weekend, I recommend for you guys just to try to max out all the guns you can. Don't even really focus on the camo challenges, just try to get that gun maxed out. And the reason I say to max out all your weapons as fast as you can and don't really focus on the camos is so you can unlock the skulls camo as fast as you can. And by the time you unlock skulls, I guarantee you guys, half of your camo challenges will already be completed. So by doing this, you literally complete most of your challenges passively, and once the double weapon XP weekend is over, you can go back and get all those weird challenges like the long shots or all the crouching kills. So in conclusion, for the double XP weekend, I recommend you hop into a shipment playlist and you just grind out as many weapons as you can, try to max out every gun in the game, and then once that weekend is over, go back and get all the tedious challenges done, and you will have that final camo done in no time. Oh, and one thing I forgot about the double XP weekend tips is while you are trying to max out the gun, try to get like a couple of the challenges done. Like for example, try to get the no attachment challenges done, so the challenges that you don't really need to focus on. And now on to the game mode section of this video. Say there isn't a good playlist out, for example this week, you can go over to filter, and I recommend going over to the hardcore section. If the gun you are working on takes like 3 shots to kill in hardcore, I would just stick to the regular core playlist. But if you're using a gun that takes about 1 to 2 shots to kill in hardcore, I recommend playing hardcore. And the modes I recommend for you guys to play is hardcore domination, hardcore headquarters, kill confirm is okay, preferably headquarters and domination, and the other modes I'm about to tell you. You can play demolition, and the hardcore 10v10 mosh pit. This is the main playlist that I would focus on because there are so many people and you're in hardcore, so you'll be racking up way more kills. This playlist is perfect for long shots also because you do get some of the bigger maps, and while you're playing hardcore, it's only going to take about 1 to 2 bullets to kill your enemies. So pretty much for the modes, you want to play a respawn mode and a objective mode, and if the gun has a 1 to 2 bullet shot to kill in hardcore, I recommend sticking in the hardcore playlist. And now I'm going to be going over the 3 best maps to be getting your camo challenges done on. The first map I'm going to be going over is Rust. So while you are playing on Rust, you want to focus on your long shots and your mounting kills. So this spot right here is really good for long shots. Unfortunately, you can't get your mounting kills. So if you lay up here, the enemies have a hard time seeing you, and you can just kill the people that come out of this building. And from here to over there is a long shot. And for most weapons, if you mount up on this box and then you just kill the people coming out of that building, that also is a mounting kill and a long shot. Just you're a little bit more exposed rather than if you were up there. And now if you spawn over on this side, if you kill someone over there, that's a long shot. Kill people coming from there, that's a long shot. So like this area and this area are very high traffic areas. Could also mount up on here. For some guns, this is a long shot from here, but not for all of them. So right there, you can get your long shots and your mounting kills. And if you're over on this spot, you can mount up on this wall, kill people up there, kill people here. You can get your mounting kills and your long shots done. And you can shoot people over there. You can also lay down right here and kill the people crossing over there. And right here is a good long shot. And one tip for you guys getting long shots, I would just kind of push your body against the wall just to ensure you're getting long shots. So pretty much just go back as far as you can. Right here is a good long shot position also. You can kill the people coming out of that building, or the people that spawn right down there. And the last camo challenge spot I recommend for you guys to be is right behind this area. You can push yourself up against the wall, and all the enemies can see is your little head, and then you can get some easy kills. And if you want to get the mounting kills done as well, you can just mount up on the sidewall, kill the people coming from there. The next map I want to talk about is Shoot House. Shoot House is one of my favorite maps to play on. It's just so bright, so it's good for thumbnails, and you can get your long shots and mounting kills very easily. So the most popular spot is to go up on this half wall, to mount up your gun here, and kill the people on this half wall, or the people coming around this wall. One strategy I have for you guys to do is to put a thermal on like I am, throw down a smoke, mount up on the wall, and shoot people through the smoke. This will make it so the enemies can't see you, but you can see them. The one annoying thing is though that it kind of drives the enemies away. So once you see less enemies coming to this area, I recommend just putting on a sniper scope or whatever sight that you like. Just mount up on the wall and then they'll start coming back because there won't be that annoying smoke in the way. The next spot is up on top of that box. So you just climb up on this box, then you jump up here and you walk all the way to the edge, and you can lay down up here or you can crouch, and you can kill people coming around this wall. The next spot I like is to go right behind this wall and shoot through the windows. From here to over there, that is a long shot. You could also sit up on top and do this, but the enemies can shoot you through the windows, so I just recommend sitting in the back. And so you want to get your mounting kills as well, you can mount up on this wall, kill people coming around that wall. The next spot is if you're in this corner and the enemies coming around that wall, you can kill them and that will be a long shot. You could also mount up on this box and just shoot them coming around there. And for this spot, you can get some easy mounting kills from over there. And same with this wall, you can kill people coming from over there. And another great spot is to sit up against this box and kill the people coming around from the junkyard, because you will have this wall blocking you and this box. So it'll just be a little sliver that the enemies can see you. And the last spot I want to show you guys, this is actually a pretty good spot. It's very underrated, not many people do it. You can actually just lay down here and kill the people on the half wall. A lot of them don't expect you to be down here. They always expect you to be up there. So while you're laying down over here, the enemies have a harder time seeing you. And the last map I was going to show you guys is Shipment, but I don't really need to show you just because of how small it is. You can't get long shots on it, but you can get every other camo challenge done on it. So while you're on Rust and Shoot House, do your long shots and your mounting kills, and while you're on Shipment, do the rest of the challenges. Also, Ground War is a very good option too. And now I'm going to be ranking all the gun categories that you should be completing in order. The thing I recommend for you guys to do is start with the hardest weapons and move on to the easiest. You could start with the easiest and then do all the hardest last, but the reason I recommend not to do that is you're kind of worn out by the time you complete all the easiest weapons, and then when you look to see which guns you need to complete next, it's shows all the hardest ones. That is very demotivating. It'll kind of stop you from going for a Damascus. So that's why I recommend, while you have all the energy, do all the hardest guns and then the easiest ones last. The first category I recommend for you guys to do is all the ARs first. This one takes the longest just because of the amount of grinding you have to do. You have to get way more kills compared to the other categories. So do the ARs first, and then once you finish the ARs, I would move on to the sniper rifles and the marksman rifles. Just so you guys know, if you want platinum on the snipers and marksman rifles, you have to complete every marksman rifle and every sniper rifle. The next category I recommend for you guys to do is the riot shield, and then do the knife right after that. The knife and the riot shield aren't the hardest, they're just very annoying. So that's why I like to get rid of them kind of halfway through the Damascus Camo grind. Next, I would work on the SMGs, since there is quite a few of them. Next, I would do the shotguns, and then I would do the LMGs. And then now moving on to the secondaries. There's not too many secondaries, that's why I like to leave them for last. And now onto the launchers. This one, you actually should be doing this while you're doing all the other camo challenges. For example, while you're doing the kilo challenges. For the secondary, I would throw on one of the rocket launcher. And while you're completing the challenges for the kilo, you can also be shooting down UAVs, personal radars, counter UAVs. So pretty much do your launchers as you're doing the other guns, and then the launchers won't feel as tedious. But while there is that drop zone playlist out, I would really focus on those launchers. And now I'm going to be going over some tips and tricks for the melee weapons. So starting with the combat knife, the first challenge you have to do is kill 200 enemies. Pretty easy, just kill enemies. The next one is to kill 50 enemies while injured. What I recommend to do is to get a thermite, throw that thermite on the ground, take some damage from it, and then go knife someone. So you're playing shipment, you don't really have to do this because you pretty much are always injured while playing shipment. But if you're not playing shipment, you can just throw down a thermite, take some damage, and then go kill someone. For the next camo, you have to kill 50 enemies from behind. You should be able to get this naturally, but if not, just go on for big flanks and try to get behind the enemies. You can pop the dead silence and just run up behind your enemies and they'll have no idea you're there. Oh, and that goes with the next camo. Get 30 kills while using dead silence, so you can get your kills from behind while you're doing your dead silence challenge. Next is the splinter. Get 50 kills while crouching. This one is super annoying. What I like to do is to slide into the enemy, and then once my slide completes, then I'll knife him. Say you killed him while you're sliding, it's not going to count, which is super annoying. So just slide into your enemies, and then once your slide is finished, then knife them. Or you can just come up behind the enemies, crouch, knife. For the next camo, get 25 double kills. If you're playing shipment, this should be able to happen naturally, and by the time you get 200 kills, you should have most of these done. The next camo is to get 25 kills while the enemy is near smoke. Just play shipment, just keep on throwing smokes and just go kill enemies. The next challenge is to get 10 buzz kills. This will happen naturally. Next one is to complete 25 finishing moves. When I was doing this challenge, I actually just killed the enemy and it gave me the challenge, so it was really bugged out when I was going for it. So if you're going for this and it's not bugged and you actually have to do the finishing moves, it will be kind of tedious. But what I recommend for you guys to do is to pop the dead silence, walk up behind your enemy and execute them. It will take some time, but you will eventually get there. For the goals, you have to kill 3 enemies without dying 10 times. This one isn't too bad, but for some of you it is. So if it is hard for you, I would just play objective game modes and hide by like a wall. Say you're playing hardpoint, hide against the edge of the hardpoint, wait for them to run in the hardpoint and then kill them, and you should be able to rack up lots of kills doing this. This is the general class that you guys should be using. Throw on a riot shield, so when the enemy shoots you from behind, you won't die. And then of course throw on the combat knife. For the perks, do double time, so you can be a little bit faster, you can be in the enemy's face a little bit faster, and ghost, so you stay off the radar so they don't know where you're coming from, and tracker, so you can track down those enemies, and when you kill enemies it won't have the skull indicator above their head. For the lethal, it doesn't really matter, you can use throwing knives, thermites, doesn't really matter. For the tactical, I do a smoke grenade or a stun grenade. I recommend using the stun over the flash because when the enemies flash, sometimes they do kill you. When they're stunned, they pretty much never kill you. And now onto the riot shield. The riot shield challenges are pretty much the same as the knife, so whatever I said for the knife, do the same for the riot shield. The most annoying challenge for me with the riot shield is to do the crouching kills. There isn't really any tips to this, you just walk up to the enemies, crouch and hit them. So it's super annoying, just keep grinding it and you'll get through it. Oh, and one tip with the riot shield, never sprint with it, only walk, because when you sprint, even if it looks like you're getting covered by the riot shield, the enemies can still kill you super easily. So make sure you're never sprinting or doing a tactical sprint with the riot shield. For the 3 kills without dying, you have to do this 25 times. This is also very annoying. With the knife, it's a lot easier than the riot shield, but same thing, just sit in the objective and wait for them to come to you. You could also play hardcore, it's just one hit with the shield. So in conclusion, for the melee weapons, let the enemies come to you, and you should be able to rack up lots of kills. And now I'm going to be going over just a general overview of what your class should be looking like while you're going for Damascus. So I'm going to be using the M4 for example. So I built this class to be able to get long shots and your mounting kills. So I like to use the monolithic suppressor, stay off the radar. Add the grenadier barrel to increase my damage range, for the tac laser so I have a little bit more stability, and the thermal so I can throw down that smoke and I can see through it, or you can take off the thermal and use like a sniper scope, or whatever reflex you recommend, or whatever sight that you like to use. And for the ammunition, I like to throw on the biggest round mag so I don't really have to worry about reloading. For the secondary, I always choose a launcher, and for the perks, I use cold-blooded so when I'm shooting down streaks, they can't kill me. Restock so I can continuously throw the smokes, and spotter so I can see the enemy streaks on my radar. For the lethal, I do a proximity mine because I am going to be propped up sitting back a lot letting the enemies come to me. me, so that's why I like to use a proximity mine to cover my flanks, and then the smoke grenade so I can get those long shots easier. So in conclusion, you pretty much want to build your gun so it fits those camo challenges that you're going for. And lastly, I'm going to be going over all the camo challenges for the launchers. So for the spray paint, you have to kill 125 enemies. While you're playing the shipment playlist, just keep shooting the middle of the map. For the woodland, this one's pretty easy. All you have to do is get 40 attacker medals. So pretty much if there is a hard point or a domination flag that the enemy is capturing, just shoot your rockets onto there and you should be able to rack this up pretty easily. For the digital, it is the opposite. You have to get 40 defender medals. So if you're on the flag, just kill enemies that aren't on the flag, or if you're defending the hard point, shoot enemies that aren't on the hard point. For the dragon camo, you have to destroy 75 aerial kill streaks. They're not the UAVs or the counter UAVs or the personal UAVs. You have to destroy the streaks that actually can kill you, for example a VTOL. For the splinter camo, you have to destroy 75 ground-based vehicles or kill streaks. So it's pretty straightforward, just shoot all the streaks out on the ground. And if you're on ground war, if you blow up a tank, that also counts. For the topo camo, you have to destroy 50 equipment, kill streaks, or vehicles. Pretty straightforward, just destroy like claymores, proximity mines, kill streaks. This one will be completed naturally. Since they weren't too creative with the launcher challenges, you actually can complete a lot of them at the same time. For the tiger, you have to destroy 50 support kill streaks. So it does say kill streak, but you can destroy like a personal UAV or a UAV. This is just things that support the other team. And for the stripes, you have to destroy 50 kill streaks. This one is the same as dragon, splinter, and topo. For the reptile, you have to destroy 50 enemies while using the amp perk. Pretty easy, just throw on the amp perk. And for the last camo, which is skulls, you have to destroy 50 vehicles. Pretty easy again, just go in ground war, shoot all the cars, easy. And the number one tip to be able to complete your launchers the fastest is to use a double weapon XP token, or on the double XP we can just max out your launchers, because as you guys can see, most of these challenges are the same. So if you max out the launchers just by going into shipment and just shooting as many people as you can, you'll be able to get the gun maxed out. And when you go back to complete the other challenges, you'll be able to complete like half the gun all at once, because all the challenges are pretty much the same. And that's going to wrap it up for a full Damascus camo guide. I will probably do an updated version based on any of the questions I get in this video. So if you do have any questions, make sure you let me know down in the comment section, and I will make sure I do an updated version of the Damascus camo guide. And if this video did help you out in any way, please hit that like button, helps out me a ton, and feel free to hit that red subscribe button. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.